Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
I've been excited about this show because I get to talk to some folks that have had great success in bass fishing, and we're really happy to join in on the conversation this morning. Is our good friend Brent Chapman from out of Kansas, where we're not going to ask Brent what the temperature is because it's cold enough in Memphis here. Brent, good morning.
Morning. Yes, it's cold. We'll just leave it at that.
It's cold, and I know you guys are already looking at 10-day forecasts and things along that line. And I know this next young man has been on our show before, and we appreciate him taking time from out in Oklahoma. Jason Christie. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing good. You want to talk some fishing?
Sure. Always in the mood to talk fishing.
All right, before we go to Jason, I want you to know I've done some research. We're really happy. All right, this is the lineup today on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Besides Brent Chapman, and we know what Brent has accomplished in his career, we've got Jason Christie, we got Mark Davis, we got Randy Howell, we got Greg Hackney, and we got Scott Rook. Okay, what are these guys all done? I've put it together, guys. It took my calculator to do it. These guys have caught. Are you ready for this? This is how many dollars they've won. $8.5 million in their total career. Now,
wow,
that's a lot. Okay, you ready for this? This is how many total tournaments they have fished in. You ready for this? How many tournaments you think these guys have fished in, Ron?
Holy cow! I don't know. I can't count that high.
Huh?
I can't count that high.
Oh, you can't count that high?
No.
All right. How about almost 900?
Wow.
Okay. How many fish do you think these guys have caught in tournaments?
Thousands of pounds.
How about 25,490?
Yikes.
Okay. How about that? How many classics have these guys been in? 63.
Holy cow.
Okay. I've set you all up, and poor little old Brent, he just won $1.6 million, So, Brent, I need a dollar.
Brent's become my best friend.
Yeah, well, no, I like it. Yeah. Jason's making his way up there.
Yeah, he's become my best friend, too.
Okay. All right, I've thrown all the numbers out. Now, y'all can talk fishing now. It just blew my mind. I just took you guys together, you guys on today's show, with over 25,000 pounds of fish.
Wow.
And I know Jason
Absolutely
remembers
amazing.
every one of them, right, Jason?
Yeah, I just want to know where all the money went to.
Well, I can tell you.
Money went.
Well, I got to tell you that. Let's see. Well, I'm not even going to tell you, but old Mark Davis. Of course, you got to be 53 to have as much money as he's got. So Jason's
got a long way to go, and he's going to do well.
Yeah,
Brent will too.
Let's talk classic with these guys,
well,
Ron.
You know what, Jason? I don't know if it was a premonition by you, but here just very recently out on your blog and out on your website, you got with a good friend of ours here at Outdoors with Larry Ray, Jeff Samuel, and wrote an article on your blog, How to Fish Cold Water. And it looks like Brent and I have both looked at, and Larry, we've all looked at the 10-day forecast. It looks like there's going to be a few cold fronts moving through Lake Hartwell. How does that set up for you?
Well, I think anytime you have a classic in late February, it doesn't matter where it's going to be. You're going to have some fronts, and you can't expect. The only thing you can expect is that it's going to change and it's going to be crazy, and I think that sets up for a good tournament. There's not going to be somebody come in and walk through the whole tournament, more than likely fishing one spot or one bait. They're going to have to change, and I enjoy fishing in the really cold. I'd rather fish in the cold as I would in the summertime. So I look forward to this time of year. Whenever they started moving the classics to the early spring, even though I wasn't fishing bass, I got excited because it's just a time of year that anybody really can win, and I think that makes for an exciting tournament.
Well, and you said something there earlier, Jason, change, and because of the way the weather conditions are this time of the year, those fish are going to change almost daily. So you have to make adjustments.
Right. And not only daily, it can change. You can have a pattern going in the morning and then, an afternoon sunshine pattern. Things are crazy this time of year. And the good thing, the exciting thing for me, and I think for the fans, is going to be I could see this thing being one, 5 foot or less, and I can see it being one out of 50 foot and everywhere in between. So you really don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we kind of all think that we know what the odds are going to be, but it wouldn't surprise me. Hackney come in there with 30 pounds, and every one of them caught 3 foot or less. Things don't surprise me anymore fishing bass bass.
Right.
I bet it doesn't you either, does it, Brent? I mean, because
not at all.
I mean,
especially in the Classic.
Particularly in the Classic. And we're visiting right now on Outdoors with Larry Ray with Jason Christie and also our good friend Brent Chapman here on this Saturday morning, Valentine's Day. We're talking fishing on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely, and it's my Valentine's.
It is.
Myself.
Yeah,
talking fishing, and that's good stuff.
Always talking fishing and everything.
Jason, you've got your own line of rods there with Falcon that you have come up with, and it looks like, and you've paired it up with some Lew's, and I'll assume that you're using that new Team Lew's light reel on those Falcon rods. And it looks like some of the rods that you have, like for the jerk baits and for the jigs, may play into your favor at the Classic.
Right. Yeah, actually, that is the reel that I'm using, the Team Light this year, and, it's awesome, and as are the rods. But, those rods, it's funny that, we're at a cold water Classic. Those rods, a lot of those are I made for cold water fishing. So that's what I'll have in my hand, hopefully. There's a whole bunch of 5-pounders that's pulling on the other end.
Well, I know I have several of your rods that I am using and really, really like them. And, of course, John Beckwith with Falcon there works really good with you and certainly relies on your expertise. And what is it you need to be more effective, right?
Yeah. I don't know. You use the word expertise. I don't know if that's the word. I would say experience, maybe. But the good thing about a lot of my sponsors is they're within a tank of gas in my house, and that lets me spend a lot of time in the off season and even during the season working on things. I can be there and inspect some rods and some reels, and not only me, other guys. With Lew's, we have a great pro staff and just the experience and Mark Davis's expertise, and we're able to put some good reels out there on the market.
Well, Jason, I know that when you go into a Classic like this, you realize you have a few fans, don't you?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I know I got 3 of my kids, so I'll start with 3.
No, man, Bass fans got you ranked number 1. So, I mean, in world rankings and things along that line, and you've been very successful. A lot of folks don't realize I know they do, all those of us that follow it, that you've had a great success run here, particularly in the FLW too, and you combine them together. But if I'm not mistaken, at one time you said you were 90% certain that you're going to stick to the Elite Series in 2015. Is that still your basis that you're looking at?
Yeah. I was kind of struggling with making a decision on what I was going to do, and then whenever the schedules came out, they pretty much made the decision for me. They only gave me the opportunity to fish one because just the schedules are so tight. Mm-hmm. And then I chose bass. The Classic is.
That's a world championship.
I want some of the Classic every year. So I chose bass, and that's what I'm going to do this year. Now, next year, not to say that the schedules come out and it's reasonable. Mm-hmm. I'll jump right back into it. I like to fish, and the more tournaments that we have, the more opportunities you have to win a tournament. So,
well, if you've been in 29 BASS tournaments, you finished in the money 18 times. Ron's going to ask you something real technical in a minute. I'm going to ask you, what do you think? And I'm going to ask each one of the guys, what's it going to take to win the Classic this year on that lake?
Weight-wise?
Yes.
I don't. I look, I won there in 11 with 70.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
And then 68, I think, it's been anywhere from, and that's on 4 days. And Alton was on the same average.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm going to say 18 a day. That's just, you can't argue with what it's taken the last 4 years. I'm going to say 18 a day.
You'd take that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd take 18 a day and wait on the bank.
That's awesome. Let me ask both of you guys, Brent, Jason, break down very quickly, how do you go about on your practice days of doing what you need to do to prepare for the tournament?
Yeah, for me, it's all about eliminating water.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously along that line, you hope to stumble across a few places that have fish, but a lot of these bodies of water, especially the Classic, where they're going to be fishing here next week. I mean, it's a huge body of water, so for a guy that doesn't have a lot of time there, it can be overwhelming and intimidating. So I would assume, Jason's got a lot of experience there, and I would think that he's got it pretty dialed in to where he's going to focus his practice and hopefully bring home that title.
What about it, Jason?
Yeah, I'm with Brett. It's not so much about catching fish in practice, and Hartwell, I've fished 3 tournaments there, and I've practiced, for those 3 tournaments, and there's areas of that lake that I have not seen. So, and that's fun. I mean, the whole thing for me is just like he said. I'm going to try to eliminate the water and try to get an idea and just put myself in an area where I can put the puzzle together on tournament day. I don't want to put the puzzle together in practice. I want to put it together. I've done that too many times that it fizzles out during the tournament. I want to put myself in an area and then put it together during the tournament.
Well, we want to wish you nothing but success over there. Ron Wong will be covering it.
I will see you there.
Outdoors of Larry. Ron will be over there. Jason, good luck and go for it. And we'll talk to you after the Classic. And Brent's going to hang around for the next segment, too, to talk a little bit more fishing. Go get him, Jason. We'll talk to you later. Okay, buddy?
Good luck, Jason.
Hey, thank you. And it was a pleasure visiting with you guys.
Outdoors.